2024 UEFA Champions League knockout stages are upon us, and it's a great time to analyse each team's chances of winning the entire tournament through a tier list. I'll be spending about 15 seconds on each team's chances, or at least trying to, and ranking them from S all the way down to B. And as the tiers drop down, the team's chances will also diminish, from being the favourites to being the teams that stand no chance. Let's see how we go with the 15-second rule, and I'll try my best. So Arsenal, it's their first Champions League knockout stage appearance in a long time. A new refurbished team compared to last season. They're playing more consistently, and they're not playing in peaks and troughs this season, rather staying quite consistent. I believe they'll beat Porto in that first round. They're quite a good contender. Already reached 15 seconds. What can I say? Great team, great attack. Saka's going to play well. Okay, next team. Atletico Madrid. These are my dark horses straight into the A tier. I love how they're playing in tournament football. Diego Simeone, always dangerous in knockout football. Antoine Griezmann, great player. Morata's going to show out. Barcelona, I'm like rushing now. Barcelona, I'm not rating them this year. I'm going to put them in the C tier. They're playing quite poorly in the Liga, barely scraped out a point on the weekend. The team's all over the place. Xavi's leaving. Not a great spot to be at the moment. Borussia Dortmund, they got a nice first round or knockout round of 16 matchup against PSV. However, apart from that, they're not great, are they? Put them in the C tier. They just lost a couple of players compared to last season, but they're probably going to reach the quarterfinals again. No Bellingham is going to hurt them. The addition of Sancho might help them though. Bayern Munich, they've tailed off in recent weeks, and I believe that they might start playing well because Thomas Muller was quite angry at the players, and I'm sure that he would try his best to reinvigorate the players' attention and try to really make the players up for the match. They got a pretty favourable first round draw against Lazio. At the top of the A tier, I reckon Harry Kane. That's a bit of a curse, isn't it? So I doubt they're going to win the Champions League. Copenhagen, they have no chance. They're versing the best team in Man City. No chance. They beat Man United in the group stage, but they're not beating Man City. Porto, they're losing their best player in the summer, Mehdi Taremi. They stand no chance against Arsenal, to be honest. But probably a bit of a higher chance than Copenhagen. Sporting Lisbon did beat Arsenal in the Europa League, if I'm not mistaken, last season. So that's a bit of an interesting fact. Can they replicate their rivals? Inter Milan are playing amazing in the league. However, I'm backing Atletico Madrid. That's my dark horse pick. Amazing players at Inter Milan. Just very cohesive in the attack with Martinez, Thuram, and in the midfield with Kalahoglu and Barella. In defence with Bastoni and whoever else is playing for them, Pavard. And of course, Jan Sommer, who some haters would say is better than Andre Nana, given how he's performing for Man United. Regardless, even though they're playing great, I reckon it's hard to replicate what they did in the Champions League last season. So in the B tier they go, and I realise I'm kind of cheating myself with these 15 seconds. Man City, this one will be a bit more easier. Man City in the S tier. Kevin De Bruyne coming back from injury. Their stars. Haaland coming back, scoring 2 goals against Everton. They're amazing, just so experienced and talented in all facets of the game and all positions. Napoli, the best in Barcelona. I reckon they beat Barcelona even though they're out of form. Osimhen might have something to prove, a chip on his shoulder following that AFCON loss in the final to Ivory Coast. And even though they're out of form, they're quite dangerous, I reckon, in tournament football. PSG, this is a bit interesting because it might be Mbappe's last season. They're more underdogs this season, less of a, what I would say, pressure on their shoulders. I reckon no one expects them to do well. They do have Real Sociedad in the first round. That'll be a great matchup to see in the round of 16. I reckon they're a bit of a dark horse. I would put them perhaps maybe above Arsenal. Probably on par with Arsenal, but I reckon I put them above just because of their reputation. Great attack, great defense. Okay, stop talking. Sportic. PSV, they got a pretty favourable first round draw against Borussia Dortmund. That's why I reckon I put them at the top of that D tier. Of course, in terms of quality, Porto is probably better. Not that I know much about Portuguese or Dutch football. However, RB Leipzig, once again, they're versing Real Madrid, and although RB Leipzig are probably on par with teams like Borussia Dortmund and Barcelona in terms of quality, they got a very rough round of 16 matchup. And this, of course, is rating teams' chances of going all the way rather than just rating their quality in general. So I would put them out of respect. Actually, not out of respect. They have to go probably second last, even though they're probably somewhere in the middle in terms of quality. Real Madrid, straight into the S tier, probably second favourites. They're the kings of the Champions League, aren't they? Great team, great attack, great midfield, experienced midfield as well, with that cohesive balance and that balance between the young players like Bellingham, who's actually injured, so watch out for that. But once again, they're going to have the talent of Modric and Kroos. I should stop speaking, shouldn't I? But Modric and Kroos, coupled with those youngsters like Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Valverde, great defence, albeit a lot of those players are injured, aren't they? Alaba and Militao. Will Courtois come back? We'll see. Real Sociedad, bit of an underrated team. They do solid in the league, and they have some star players in their own right. Oyarzabal, Marino, solid players, underrated. They might push PSG, and it'll be interesting to see if PSG are legit this year with those younger players. Like Ugarte, watch out for him, the Uruguayan star, who I reckon will carry Uruguay to the Copa America title this year. That's a side note. Regardless, Real Sociedad, I'll put them in the C tier, probably at the bottom of the C tier. I reckon PSG should get them. Lazio, they're not beating Bayern Munich, but they're also probably have a bit of a higher chance than Leipzig, so probably in between Porto and Leipzig in the D tier. When I think of Lazio, I think of Milinkovic-Savic, and now that he's gone, who's even left? What, Immobile, Ciro Immobile. And, of course, their goalkeeper who scored the goal in that first group stage match. What's his name? I forgot. Doesn't matter. So that's it. The tier list that Sportic has created for the upcoming 2024 UEFA knockout stage, which starts today, the 13th of February, Tuesday, wherever you're watching in the world. I would like to see what you guys believe should be changed here. Of course, some of you probably say Inter Milan belongs higher up, perhaps even the S tier. They're playing some amazing football. However, I just believe they're not at the same level as they were all those years ago, and they're still working towards that level. I'm happy with my list. Atletico Madrid are my big favourites, and I'm going to put them a bit higher to swap this around a bit. And PSG, Arsenal's probably better, to be honest. I'm more happy with that. Bayern Munich, I reckon I'm putting them there out of just their reputation, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do get upset early on. Perhaps not against Lazio, but in the quarterfinals, wherever they draw. So that's it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Sportic analysis of all sports, from basketball, tennis, football, perhaps even hockey. Just kidding, no one cares. Thank you, and until next time.